Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Joe with Integrative Chiropractic and Extremities, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about workplace postures and ergonomics. So first I want to hit you with some stats that are pretty mind-blowing. The average employer every year in the United States is going to spend about $1,700 per employee due to low back pain specifically. This is from a combination of not being able to come into work because their back hurts too much, as well as not being productive at work because they are thinking about their low back pain. So, especially in office environments, we need to make sure that we're taking a look at what our ergonomics look like in order to take the best care of our spine possible. And we're also going to hit you guys with some tips and tricks to reduce some low back pain during the workday. So first, I want to talk to you guys about a seated position. So if I pull this chair over here, very common office place fixture is being seated in a chair here. And what happens is, as we start to work, especially on laptops where our head is down, we start to kind of round through the low back and we start to come out this way. So imagine like I'm holding a slinky here and I keep that bottom part stable and I start to shift that top part around. That's sort of what happens up here in our cervical spine. So this would be the bottom part of the slinky, this would be the top part, and we start to go forward like this, putting a lot of shearing force on that cervical spine, making those muscles in the back of the head try to pull and hold that head up, and it's going to drive things like tension headaches, upper back pain and stiffness. And as we round through this lumbar spine, if I stand up nice and tall here and I start to round through my back and the bottom, you can see how far forward that pushes my head, right? So one of the things that we can do to prevent that is to use one of these lumbar rolls. I love these things and I recommend them to patients all the time. This one has a little strap here, and all it's going to do is fit in right here into this position. And what's awesome about this is I can fit it to exactly where I need some support, and it just acts as a little reminder for me to stay up nice and tall. And as I kind of feel my low back push into that, it's, oh yeah, I gotta sit up right here. Now, unfortunately, our head is always going to follow our eyes. So if we're also looking at a laptop screen that's low on the desk, then my head is going to always want to go this way down towards that. So for that reason, I recommend that you guys actually use a docking station, which is something that you're going to put your laptop up on. It's going to hold that screen up, and ideally our screens should be in the top roughly 2/3 of our vision, which is pretty high. But again, if that head is following the eyes and my eyes are straight forward, my head's going to stay up higher in better posture, which is going to reduce that shearing force. Again, guys, imagine that slinky being held here, and I pull that slinky out, and you can imagine that curve kind of along the top. That's exactly what's happening here in that upper cervical spine. And then I want you guys to also think about having 3 zones in your desk. So zone 1 is going to be right here in front of you. Those are going to be the things that you use all day, every day, like a keyboard, a mouse, maybe your office phone, things like that are easily within reach. Then zone 2 is going to be the things that you can extend your arms out that you need to grab every once in a while. Those are going to be like your pens, maybe a stapler, whatever else you might have around your desk that you're not using all day, every day. And then zone 3 are going to be those things where I'm really reaching out to grab stuff. So those are going to be the things that you might hang on a wall, or like your inbox, outbox, things like that, that you're not necessarily going to be using every 5 to 10 minutes. By keeping as much of your normal workplace objects in close range, we reduce stress up on the upper back and in the shoulders. We're not reaching forward this way and this way all the time, and that's just going to allow for less shearing force going through the spine. It's going to allow you to stay as upright as possible, which will reduce the stress and tension on your spine overall, and therefore allow your employees and yourself to be more productive and in less pain. Finally, chiropractic care is great at identifying those places in the spine that might be getting more tension and stress. This is a very common place in the lower cervical spine and upper thoracic spine, where patients come in all the time complaining of really tight upper back musculature through here, and we hit some trigger points in there that might refer up to headaches, might cause migraines and those kinds of things. As chiropractors, we adjust those segments, get them moving better, which resets the muscles there and allows them to relax, so tension headaches get better, stress gets better. You can work harder for longer hours with less pain. And who doesn't want that? I'm Dr. Joe at Integrative Chiropractic and Extremities, and we'll see you guys soon.